So this is an old video that you're going to watch. I started filming in November 2023 and it took me a year to post. So these are all archived clips. Some of my thoughts might have changed, some might stay the same, but I'd like to post them because it's part of the journey and it's important to me, and they matter to me, and it shows the journey and shows different thoughts I was going through compared to now, I guess. But yeah, enjoy the video. Peace. Right then. Whoa. Whew. So, I'm going to read something off my notes. Just an idea, not necessarily the right way to think. I'm not saying this is the exact way to think, but it's a thought, and if you can try and connect with the point, if you can try and grasp the idea, rather than denying it and hating on it and sort of disagreeing with it, rather than trying to think of the premise of it, rather than thinking about the nitty-gritty details of how it won't work and what circumstances it won't work in, does it apply to your circumstance? I think sometimes what I do is I look at worst case scenario, and I look at murders, and I look at genocides, and I look at serious cases of trauma, and I go, well, it don't apply to this. But I also look at my life and I say, I haven't got any of that in my life, so does this would this apply? Would this benefit me? And just thinking in this frame, it makes me laugh, and it makes me think, life's going to be okay. Life can be okay. And not to take it too seriously. But currently, I think I'm getting by. I'm just keeping above good. Keeping life good, safe and manageable. I fear the house. Sorry. You fear the house, so you figure out why and gently push towards it. This is how life is meant to be lived. Life is about the highs and lows before we start. We sit around a campfire, laugh and joke about what life we're going to put ourselves through. We laugh and joke about giving each other all the horrible things we're going to put each other through. And some life plans we know are risky. And we poke and tease at how we're going to fail and it's going to end awfully. But after it all, we laugh and smile at ourselves, at the game we just played. We laugh at the person who snaked me behind my back. We call them a son of a bitch and keep on laughing, because we know it's not personal. We know it's a game, and we know there is no negative. Zoom out the picture, the white page and the black dot. There is no balance between good and bad. There is no meaning and zero meaning. Nothing is separate. It's a black dot on a white page. Nothing can be removed. You can't focus on one and not the other. It's thinking too small. It's a white page with a black dot. That's the entity. That's the whole thing. Zooming out lets you see what it really is. It's good and bad and mixed, but in the end, it doesn't matter. None of it has meaning. It's just a simple piece of paper. Life doesn't have a meaning or seriousness. It's just a white page and a black dot. Connection is important because we want people around to laugh with, people we trust that we can laugh at, and that we can take laughter from. That's the fun in life. The moment we get serious is the moment we zoom in. We take it for more than it is. We're all nutters that trust each other, and we trust that we'll zoom out and see what the plan is and what it will bring us. The fun it brings, the laughter that happens. We have to battle with the hard things. We have to feel it being hard. That's why it's funny. We have to forget all the planning before we start life together, because it wouldn't be as funny if we knew what was happening and why it was happening. We won't find it hard, and we all won't laugh at the end of how we actually dealt with life and the things that the curveballs we threw in our way. Imagine the campfire. We're laughing because we cried. We're laughing at the fact that we cried when we died. We believed we were gone. We missed each other, and it's funny because we have an eternity together outside of this life. We have that long. Of course, that's funny. With that information and that hindsight, our existence is perfect. But perfect isn't funny. Perfect isn't what we want. Perfect is one emotion. We're greedy. and we want it all. We want to experience all of life. We want to feel deeply about all of life. All of this world we have created. It's funny, but also to see love is beautiful and worth it. We all feel love for each other out of this world, but we forget its value, or we would do. Or more importantly, we would forget the value of pain and sadness and vulnerability. We all laugh at each other around the campfire because we all have felt the pain, the sadness, and the vulnerability. And we all know we forget it was okay after all. We know that pain. We know that pain. We feel that pain, and we all know we have felt it. So we laugh together because we're connected and we know the value in it and its true meaning, its true value. We know all the negative. We know all the negative, and it's what keeps us laughing. We value that because we love the laughter, and in the end, it's all okay. It was just a game. Imagine that video games were real. It was our opportunity to explore multiple options. We feel pure joy all the time, and this is our opportunity to experience everything else as much as we can in this game. Now, look at that idea and have the hindsight that this life is a game. What would you do differently? How would you feel? How less personally attacked would you feel over things? Think of the things you would do in that game. Think of the things you would share about that game. Now think, why would you laugh? Why would you laugh at what's happening? The negatives that would happen in your life. We will laugh because we all know the answers already. We have all played the game. The best jokes are those we sometimes see. The best jokes are sometimes the jokes we see where they're going. You're going, oh, they're not going there, are they? They're not going to say that. And then they do. But we can see where they're going. But yet we still laugh. Because we understand it's just a joke. Now see life like this and zoom out and laugh. Life isn't meant to be taken seriously, where we don't laugh. But if you do, just know that also funny. What? But if you do, just know that also it's funny as well. And don't worry when you catch up. You can join in on the laughter too. If you don't think that this is the way that life's going to be, then it's okay, because once we die and we join back round that campfire, it's going to be even funnier because you've lived your life and you've not realised, we did all this for banter, for jokes, because it's funny. This means live life boldly. It makes it funnier. Those hard conversations, have them and laugh after, no matter the response. Approach these hard conversations with a smile. Think how the other person will take it when you tell them you've been an idiot. All this for what's happening. Zoom out and laugh how small that problem is. The hard conversations are the funniest. The harder, the funnier. Whatever isn't funny is the funniest. Another funny part is all... Oh no, not that bit. One second. Think about all the evil people in the world and how we can laugh at them, and how they can laugh the most after. Imagine the world ends with a nuclear war. We all die in a horrific way. We end our life and get round that campfire and laugh and say, we put ourselves through that extreme pain. Do you remember that pain? I mean, God, it was awful. All for what? To get back here and talk about it. All that hate, how funny is that? You didn't need to do it. Or you didn't need to do it in such a serious way, but it happened. How funny. We'll be crying, laughing at how pathetic we were, how much we suffered, how evil we were. All for what? This doesn't mean these evil people. This doesn't mean we should become these evil people. Another funny part is all the hate that happened when it didn't need to. All the pain these evil people cause didn't need to happen. All they needed to do was connect and realise what the world is, and it would have stopped it all. Instead of hate, they would have laughed at the fact of all the terrors they could have done. If they just went straight for dealing with those bad emotions and had those conversations all those evil people were avoiding. Such powerful, strong, evil people were created by the exact opposite. A weak, sensitive, scared, good person in fear caused so much fear in the world. And all they had to do was show the true self and show the sadness that they experienced and show the hate that they received and show how they were naturally a good person. But because they didn't have those difficult conversations, they avoided them and turned to hate and evil and did horrific things. The funny part is, all they had to do was nothing. They had to do less. They had to show people who they truly were, but they didn't. They avoided and avoided until they became an evil men, causing the worst events in history. Some of the most hated men to exist, all because they didn't zoom out and laugh at what would have happened to them before they became evil. If they just didn't avoid those difficult conversations. Does this not teach us a lesson to surrender and be okay with imperfection? And that's okay. It's more than okay. You can laugh about yourself and laugh with those around you about yourself. And everyone together can laugh about each other, about who they are. They can laugh at themselves with each other. And not feel personally attacked because everything is okay. It's perfect. It's perfect out of this life. And that's why there is value in being imperfect in this life. We laugh at babies when they make silly noises, when they fall over, when they make silly mistakes. Yet when we get older, we forget. We can still laugh at how silly we actually were. We can laugh at the emotions we actually felt, the sadness that we actually had. Now, that frame, not saying necessarily do that frame all the time and, become an evil person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying look at the things that happen in your life and can you see the funny side of it? If you can see the funny side of it, then surrender to that and just imagine after this existence, this perfection of life, this complete bliss and control, and there is no hate and stuff like that. I'm not talking about a heaven, but in a sense, if you can relate to a heaven, then a heaven. But a time where a place where time doesn't exist, where there doesn't need to be hate, there doesn't need to be good either. There just is. You just are all. It's just perfection. You imagine everyone is being God. There is no struggle there. And you look down here and you say, we're here for that reason. We're here to experience that imperfection and to feel all the emotions. That's why we created this world. And if you can focus on that, you can focus on the imperfections and how funny it actually is, it might just make some situations easier. You make a mistake, laugh. The worse the mistake, the more you can laugh, because it's like, well, God damn it, I just did that. You know what I mean? Now, I know a lot of people won't be able to have that mindset, and I'm not saying I have that mindset and it's perfectly like that. And I have tried to look at it that way, and not everything forms that way because you feel too personal about it. You feel personally attacked when you get laughed at, or when you're laughing at something. Some people are laughing at something that they shouldn't be. And I understand that. That's your human emotions, and that's natural. It's an imperfection. It's also caring for different things and not liking when people are laughing. But people view laughing as personally attacking, making fun in such a negative way where, you're putting people down. But it's not like that because you forget to zoom out and you forget to look at the fact that what's all this for? And it's just to experience things. That's what I think. It's just to experience things. And, you're experiencing everything and anything. So just laugh. Just laugh at what you can. Because it's better to laugh than cry. It's better to be laughing than be sad. If you can choose to be sad, you can choose to be... if you can choose to be sad, you can choose to laugh at that sadness as well. And to share that laughter. And have other people laugh with you. Rather than at you. Laugh with them. And I just wonder what would happen if you tried to live your life as much as you could like that. How would life look for you? I wonder. Like me reading that out, it's almost like I can't read. I get confused with what I wrote. I'm stuttering and missing the mark and stuff like that. Who cares? It's funny. It's funny that I'm the age of 24 and I can't even read off my notes. We're such a civilized society. We've got so much technology and I can't read properly. Yeah, I can do so many great things. And some letters on a page messes me up, interrupts my flow. That is funny. But someone else could laugh at me for that and I could feel personally attacked by it. But if I laugh with them and say, yeah, it's absolutely fine, it's hilarious, it is what it is, it's happening. Zoom out. It's not that deep, it's not that personal. It's funny. I just wonder how it could improve your life if you look at it that way. But yeah, peace.